Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my second episode of the Queen Talk segment, and today's Queen Talk topic is going to be celibacy. So I posted a picture on Snapchat, and I was just talking about how I'm coming up on my 3-year celibacy anniversary, and I was looking to buy a purity ring, and I got so many questions about the benefits of being celibate, about does being celibate actually make a difference, and how to be celibate because it's hard, and a lot of girls were saying they try so many times, but it's really hard. So I'm here to break it down for you, share with you some benefits, some tips, and why I'm celibate. I'm going to start with the benefits of being celibate. Some of the benefits that I have noticed from being celibate: number one, the biggest thing is discernment. You know, a lot of times we wonder, like, well, what does he actually want from me? Like, what is this guy intentions with me? Like, what does he want? I feel like my discernment has been on like level 10,000 since I became celibate. When I meet a guy, we'll start getting to know each other. I'll let him know, like, I'm a believer, I've been working on my walk with God. I'll let him know everything up front, and some guys will still try to finesse sex into a conversation or even just mention sex, and I'll always have that celibate talk with them, and I'll let them know I am wanting to honor God with pretty much everything I possibly can do. I am not perfect. I am not the saint or deacon in the church, but this is definitely a part of my life that I don't really play about. I don't play about myself. So I just let him know, you know, I am celibate and I am waiting until I get married to have sex, and his reaction tells me everything. It's like the clearest discernment ever. You tell a guy you're celibate, you're waiting to have sex until you're married, and they pretty much tell you everything how they feel about it. I'm not saying that guys that aren't celibate are bad, but I'm just saying you kind of see what a guy wants with you. I have gotten all type of reactions. I've gotten good reactions, and I've gotten bad reactions, and I've just gotten annoying reactions. Some of the reactions I get, the guys will try to argue with you, and they'll try to like ask, well, you know, what's the point of it? You know, just that's crazy, like, who does that? They have all kind of comments. To be completely honest, I'm not looking for sex. If I'm going to be in a relationship with a guy, we're going to be honoring God together, and he's going to be on the same page with me. If you're not on the same page with me, we can definitely be friends, but that's it. Don't bring up sex. You know what I'm about. If you continue to bring off sex, I'm cutting you off, because you already know what I'm about and you don't even want to be a friend. So I just pretty much handle the situation that way. I tell someone that I'm trying to, you know, pursue God, and I'm trying to really get my relationship on point. If a person is trying to like steer me away from God when I'm trying to do right, there's nothing worth losing from walking away from that situation. And that's kind of settling. If you feel like you want to be celibate, if you want to wait till you get married and you find someone and he's not willing to wait, you're settling. Like, God will bring you that person. So I never feel like I lose anything by walking away from a guy isn't on the same page with me as far as celibacy. So definitely discernment. Discernment is a big benefit from being celibate. You get to see clearly what a guy is about, his intentions with you, and what he wants out of a relationship with you. The benefit from being celibate is you don't run into unplanned pregnancies or pregnancies that you weren't prepared for. You don't run into STDs. You don't run into feeling like you're being used by a man, because like I told you, that discernment will let you know exactly what he's wanting. Another benefit from being celibate is y'all get to know each other on a way deeper level. Like, you get to know everything about the person, and I feel like that's so romantic, to get to know everything about a person without sex being involved. I feel like that's just so intimate. Like, I know everything about you. We're not even sexual. I adore a man who can be celibate, because it just shows me that he has, number one, self-control. That number two, he has self-discipline, and he's actually trying to lead. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I am, when I get in a relationship, I am wanting a godly relationship. I am wanting a relationship where we both can pursue God and we both can help with each other's spiritual walk. So I feel like when a guy can show me that he can be celibate, like, it shows me self-control. And so it's like, if anything was to happen with us, if we're on bad terms, you know, sex isn't everything to you, and you have that self-control. You see other women, you're not quick to lust and feed into that temptation. Guys will probably lust, you know, everybody loves. Sometimes you see someone that's really fine, but I'm just saying, like, I know that you won't be easily fed into temptation, because you showed me. Dated for X amount of months, and you showed me, you know, like, sex is not everything. You have self-control, and you have self-discipline. I like loyalty, and, you know, that just feeds into that. Like, I see that you have self-control and you have self-discipline. That makes me think that you will be really loyal, and that also you are the man that can lead me, you know, lead me in the right direction to God, and we can honor God together. So that's definitely a benefit from being celibate. You can see if a man has that. And that's something that I see in men that are like celibate, like, oh, that's fine, like, you know, sex isn't everything. I want to get to know you on a deeper level. I don't really care about that too much. It's more about like our souls actually connecting and getting to know each other, and less about sex and pleasures. Another benefit is it's not a distraction. Sometimes we get into relationships and the guy isn't really all what we want, definitely not what we need, but since his sex is really great, we decide to stay in a relationship, and that can be a distraction, and that's not very healthy. So also I feel like a benefit of from being celibate is you don't have to deal with that sexual distraction. Sometimes the love life is dead, but the sex is still good, and it's like that's not really love. Like, I want to make sure it's like love, like I really love this person, that's why I'm having sex with them, not just because it feels good, not just because I'm feeding into my flesh, but you know, this is actually a romantic, intimate moment. It can become a distraction, especially if the sex is good. You will get caught up in just wanting to have sex with that person. When you're celibate, I feel like you learn how to love people, and you learn how to be affectionate without being sexual. Another benefit from being celibate is I feel like you really have the full control to guard your heart. Guard your heart from being used, guard your heart from being misled, guard your heart from guys who don't have the same intentions as you. You know, you want to be with a man, but he just wants you for a certain reason. You guard your heart from that. Guard yourself from a lot of attachments that you shouldn't be attached to, especially if the guy is just trying to have sex with you. Another benefit is you're not out here wasting your numbers, because hey, I'm just saying, you're not out here wasting your numbers on people that weren't even worth it, girl. Keep it. So some tips on how to be celibate. For me personally, I feel like you have to know your boundaries. So with me, like being alone, I would never go to anyone's house. Being alone with somebody, going into their house, there's no reason for me to be at your home. I want to be courted, so we need to be in public all the time. If you want to chill, let's go to the coffee shop, you know, let's go to the park. Just be out in public more. Definitely know your boundaries. Definitely no tongue kissing for me. We can definitely pet kiss, but no tongue kissing, no touching, no grabbing. You know, just know your boundaries of things that are like going to make you want to have sex. It's gonna tempt you. Just know your boundaries and things like that. That's my tips. Like, you honestly know yourself. You know yourself. You know what turns you on and what doesn't, so just stay away from those things that turn you on. If you pray and you know, you ask God to you not be so lustful, not be so tempted, really pray to clean your mind. Well, the biggest question, why am I celibate? When I first started dating, which was at 16, I've always been a Christian my whole life. I just knew you shouldn't lie, you shouldn't be having sex and you're not married. You know, like my parents taught me pretty much everything that I needed to know. When I was 16, I got into my first relationship and I became sexually active. And me and the guy, we actually both wanted to wait till we got married, but it didn't happen that way. We kind of just pushed past those boundaries carelessly, and it just ended up happening. And after that relationship was over, it wasn't like he did me wrong. It wasn't anything like that. I just sat back in retrospect and I looked back at the relationship and I just thought, you know what? I was doing all these like wife things for a man that wasn't even my husband. That wasn't just a little relationship. That wasn't even worth that part of me. It wasn't like a regretful situation. I just looked at it and I was like, okay, moving forward, I want to be celibate. I want to wait till I'm married, because I know like I'm worth waiting until I am married to have sex with a man. A man does not deserve that type of treatment from me unless he is fully committed to me and we are married. So that is how I felt, and I really wanted to honor God with everything I did, and I really wanted to be stronger spiritually. I also didn't want to be caught up in just like, oh, this guy's sex is good, I want to be with him. I didn't want to be doing that. I didn't want to be lusting over a man. I really wanted to get to know a man on a deeper level, and I didn't want the sex to even be involved. Didn't want it to be a distraction in my life. And I really wanted to honor God with everything I did. I only wanted to involve myself with a person who was also trying to honor God. Because there's so many things in men nowadays. Nice cars, nice careers. All those things are nice, but for me, a man that's trying to honor God, a man that is trying to live for God, a man loves God first, I feel like it really honestly makes a difference in the way that he's going to love you. So I definitely decided to be celibate. I wanted to honor God, and I knew like I am worth being married to. The only way you deserve that type of treatment from me is if I have full commitment and I'm your wife. Just completely be honest. I do have desires. I am not completely perfect, but I am literally trying, and I'm wanting to get to know God, and I don't need sex in my life right now. I need Jesus to be completely 100 with you. As I go through different seasons in my life, as I do different things in my life, I know what I want to be grounded in. I want to be grounded in God without distractions. If you're going to be in my life, you're going to be helping me on my spiritual walk, leading me that way, not the opposite way. So if you're trying to be celibate and a man is not having it with you, let him go. You're not losing anything. The Bible says are worth more than rubies. You are worth that full commitment and waiting. And if a man loves you, he will be willing to wait if that's what you want to do. If he isn't willing to wait, you probably don't want to even waste your time with him right now, because maybe he's still getting his wild times out. I don't know, but I'm just gonna put you up on some game. I hope you ladies liked this video. If you did, feel free to like and comment and subscribe, and tell me some more queen talks if you want some more, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay queening. Love and blessings.